Thank you. What a great space. This is amazing. When I sat down to pick out some pieces for the theme of Ignored, I was kind of appalled at how much material there was. Not only about being ignored, but also surviving being ignored. So this first piece that I'm going to read is from my memoir, and it's about 1979, and I'm 16 years old. And when I was 16, my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer. And this was in the time before there was all the things that we know in terms of treatment for breast cancer. There weren't support systems, there weren't pink ribbons, none of that existed. And in my mom's attempts to get well and to stay alive, I was kind of overlooked. This is where I have to take my glasses off so that I can't see you. My mother spoke once only of the possibility of her death. She took me to a spiritualist church where members channeled messages from spirits for the dead. A tall woman greeted us at the doorway of the church. "Welcome. Have you come for healing?" "Yes," my mother said while I stared at my feet. "We have." "Please take a program. It explains today's order of service. After the service, there will be messages for some people. I hope that you will be able to receive what may be given." "Thank you," my mother said. The Reverend was a stout man, gray-haired, dressed in a black robe and green stole. He prayed. "The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Amen." "And now we will give healings," he said. "We believe that the spirits are our allies, and they can tell us of the things that we cannot know in our daily lives. Don't be afraid." People came forward to sit in the healer's chairs. Mom and I joined the line. When Mom was seated, a small, dark-haired woman came up to her and said, "You have a question?" "Yes," Mom said, "I do." I was leaning over, trying to hear, when someone took my hand and gently pulled me around. A blonde woman stood beside me. "Come with me, please." Still holding my hand, she led me away to a pew at the back of the church. "Sit," she said, smiling. "I have a message for you." I stopped breathing. My mom, I thought. "Do you play a musical instrument?" the woman asked. Memories flashed in my mind of the piano built into our house in Bolinas and of my failed musical lessons. "No," I said to the woman standing beside me in the church, "I don't. You must be thinking of my sister. She's a flautist." "Perhaps it's something else. Not music, but you have a lot of creativity. I see a small blue spirit on your left shoulder, and it's whispering in your ear. You need to listen to it." As we drove away, I said, "What did you ask?" "It's private," my mother replied. "What does that mean? It's just you and me here. You have to tell me." She sighed. "I asked if my daughter was going to be all right, if I don't make it. I didn't even ask about your brother. I was worried about you, but the healer said I had it backward. She said it's my married daughter who's in trouble, that she's trapped in a marriage that's killing her. She said that you're strong, that you're the one who will be fine." Anyone else get first? Do you want to read? This second passage is about a year later, and it is a night or two after my mother has died, and I ended up alone. In Bolinas, I speed across the mesa and down the pothole dirt road to Annie's cabin. The house is dark, but the door is unlocked. She must be at the bar, I think. It's almost midnight. Smiley's closes at 2. She'll come home then. I go inside, turning on the lights. The large one-room cabin is a jumble of dirty clothes, manuscripts, old newspapers, dog-eared paperbacks, stacks of library books, a typewriter, and a sink full of unwashed dishes. I move some things off a chair, sit down, then I stand up. I go to the fireplace and look at the photos on the mantelpiece. Mixed in are old condolence cards from her father's death less than a year ago, dried flowers, and little piles of beach agates. Also, a clear glass urn of ashes. "Oh no," I say, stepping backward. I fumble through the stacks of paper on Annie's desk looking for the phone. I punch O for the operator. Come on, answer, I say. Answer the phone. Operator, what city, please? I don't know. May I have the number for suicide prevention? Hold on, honey. I'll put you through. Suicide prevention, this is Beth. Hello? Who's there? I clear my throat. Hi, I'm afraid, I think I might kill myself. What's your name? Becky. Hello, Becky. Can you tell me why you want to kill yourself? My mom just died, I say. She had breast cancer. Becky, I'm so sorry. How awful for you. How old are you, Becky? I'm 17. That's not very old. Where are you right now? I'm waiting for my friend. I'm at her house. She'll come back soon. I just needed to talk to someone until she gets here. We can talk as long as you need to. I have to ask you something. Do you have any weapons? Have you taken anything at all? Any pills or booze? No, nothing like that. I just want to die. Everything you're feeling is really normal when someone dies, especially when a parent dies. You're very young to have your mother die. I'm not that young. I took care of her myself, you know, almost all the way. For a whole year, I say. But I didn't do a good enough job of it because she died. Oh, I see. You feel like you should have saved her. Yes, I say. I should have saved her. The front door opens and Annie walks in. Her eyes are bloodshot, her hair standing on end. She's smoking a cigarette. She sees me, exhales, smiles. Hi, Beck, she says. I have to go now, I say into the phone. My friend's here. Thank you. Who are you talking to? Annie asks, stubbing out her cigarette in an empty cat food can. Oh, nobody, just suicide prevention. Good girl, Annie says. You hungry? Let's eat. Annie opens the refrigerator and peers inside. I only have peanut butter and jelly and some kind of weird, stale, organic seeded bread from the Bolinas Co-op. She pushes some dirty dishes aside, lays out the jars of bread, and starts making sandwiches. Here, let's get in bed, where it's warmer, and eat. She lays her sandwich on the pillow and pulls off her jeans. Her pink and flowered underpants have holes gaping at the waistband, where the elastic has pulled away from the fabric. I set my sandwich on the floor and pull off my shoes, then my pants, and I crawl into the rumpled bed beside her. We eat. We stare up at her father's ashes. That's my dad in there, Annie says, waving her sandwich. I keep him here because I miss him. I talk to him all the time. She looks at me. It's the worst thing in the world to watch someone you love die. It's horrible and scary, especially when there's nothing you can do to help them. Pretty soon they're so sick and in so much pain, they're not even the person you remember, the one you loved. I say nothing. Annie goes on. It was awful watching his mind fade away. He was so brilliant and funny. I know he hears me when I talk to him. I drink too much, and I smoke and cry. I wipe my mouth on my sleeve and curl up beside her. It was easy for me being with your mom because she wasn't my mom. I'm not going to lie to you, Becky. You've lost both your father and your mother. It's going to be really hard. You're going to be sad for a long, long time. Annie sighs, slides down, and wraps her arms around me. Someday, I hope it will get better, she whispers. I think it will. But right now, I wouldn't count on it. I close my eyes, leaning into her. Silently, we pull the covers up over our heads, and we listen as it starts to rain.